All right, Memphis and Florida State. Very interesting non-conference game here. Florida State 7-point home favorites, 52 the total. I'm on Memphis. And I know there's another one where people are buying in that Florida State's eventually going to get their shit together. 7-point favorites now. They opened 5, so the money's come in on Florida State going into this game. And they are coming off a bye week as well, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't play this past weekend. Their last game was Boston College, the Labor Day Massacre, 28-13. But 2 very disappointing losses. They do have extra time to prepare. This is the Mike Norvell Bowl, too. Maybe people think, win one for the Gipper. Mike Norvell coaching against his old team, Memphis. Because remember, he did a nice job at Memphis. That's what got him the Florida State job here. But I'm not ready to lay 7 with this offense. DJ Uiagalelei has not looked good. The offense as a whole just has had trouble. Whether it's even running the football has been a chore for Florida State so far this season. 21 rushing yards is all they had against Boston College. I mean, they have no run game right now. And they have some running backs that were supposed to be good for them. Lawrence Toafili, Roydell Williams, who they got from Alabama, and yet they've had trouble running the football. I can't do it. Now, I know from a spot perspective, look, 0-2 team, lick their wounds, bye week, time to prepare, time to get everybody healthier. I get all that. That's all plus for Florida State here. But nothing I have seen with these 2 eyes tells me, yeah, let's lay 7 with Florida State, especially with their offense. Can't do it. Won't do it. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, and I don't, this has moved to 7. I mean, like, if you really liked Florida State and got a 6, but I don't want that either. I think this is, though, a do or die, like, huge game for them. It's just been, from all we've seen in these games, 2 big-time games on TV, they've looked like dog shit.
Is this App State Clemson Part 2, where they've heard now for over a week going into this game how bad they are, the season's over, no playoffs, can't win the ACC now, and they lick their wounds and they come out storming because that's kind of what we saw out of Clemson, obviously, against App State on Saturday night. Everyone's saying how shit they are after the Georgia game, and they came out and they just blew that. They just ended that game in the first quarter, essentially, against App State. I just don't know if Florida State's good enough, though, right now.
Yeah, I don't know either. One thing, this Memphis team has been good. They're
very good on offense. I like Hannigan in the offense, but that
who they play?
You're right. That defense.
I thought Troy. That was one of my other losses
key,
here.
Right? Let's be real. That's the key. Memphis defense, we have questions, and we know Florida State's offense has been horseshit so far. Horseshit. There's no question. So what's going to win out in that matchup? The Memphis D or Florida State's struggling offense? That's what's going to determine this.
Exactly. But one thing, 8-2. Tough, close loss to SMU. They beat up like Temple last year. They beat Iowa State, Wednesday in South Florida. And these are big games that go over. I don't know if the defense is that good. I like the over here a little bit. I know Memphis just stayed under, or if you pushed with them with 55. But it seems like Florida State's going to wake up, and I think Memphis can do enough. I'm not a bit impressed with Florida State's defense. I think they've been all right at times, who they played, especially if this gets a little lower. I don't think it does, but already at this number, I kind of lean to the over. I think Memphis can hang around a little bit too. They got a QB that's been there a long time.
Yep.
Here, it seems like he's been there 20 years.
Yeah, Silverfield. This is a big test for Silverfield. This is a big game for him. This is a big game for this program. These are games that Memphis has had trouble winning in the past under Ryan Silverfield. They have not won a lot of these big time games, especially Power 4 opponents. But this is a Power 4 opponent that has that feel that they're vulnerable right now, that they're wounded. But can Memphis go in there to Tallahassee and take them down? That's the big question. It's a great watch. It's a fascinating game. I'm still in the camp where especially at 7 or better, it's Memphis or nothing for me. I got to see it first. Florida State.
Last week too, it just wasn't enough. I thought Troy could do a little bit more, and they kind of stumbled right away. I didn't score anything in that first quarter because I thought they could have got just a little bit and at least another touchdown on Memphis, because this defense still isn't good for Memphis, I don't think. I don't.
Memphis defense is supposed to be better this year. There's no question. It's supposed to be on paper the best Memphis defense they've had. But again, how much can you take away
how much
from
is
what
that?
Memphis has faced so far? With the first game was against what was it? New Orleans, or North Alabama, and then Troy, a rebuilding Troy program, by the way.
Yeah.
But, so I can't make too much of what Memphis did on defense in those two games.
No way. They gave up 40 plus
on offense. This is a tougher opponent offensively, in my opinion, than the first two games that Memphis faced. That's the issue. That's the concern. So maybe you're on to something.
Desperate team.
Yeah.
Desperate team here too with Florida State. Yeah. They have to. This big time.
Conservative if I take Memphis. I'm keeping it conservative if I end up moving on it. All right.